It's the default. The default close. All right, live on YouTube. Hell yeah. But yeah, Drain Route is still in development. If anything, I'll be working on it on the side as well. I also started fucking around with Godot a little bit. To, I don't know, maybe make a little incremental game, a little mini incremental game. I've been kind of planning something out, like what I could do. Literally just a roguelike / incremental version of RNG Dole. But I'm trying to find a way to make it a little bit more unique rather than just copying RNG Dole, because that's kind of cringe. No, I'm not switching. Just trying different things out. Trying different things out. I'm definitely not upgrading to UE6 though. I think I will stick to whatever stable UE4 or UE5 version there is. Probably UE5. Or if UE6 has a really stable version pre them doing stupid shit, maybe I'll use that. I don't know, dude. What happened with the train? The train is still there, guys. The train is still there. RNG Dole, uncommon, top 41%. Let me roll. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Let's go. Roll. Oh, no, not good. Oh, not good. Oh, 6, 8, 7, 7, 7, 8. Ugh. Oh, what the... Oh, come on. I'm bottom 5%. I'm bottom 5. What the... Man, what the hell? What happened to the train? The train is still here, guys. The train is literally still here. At least the early versions of UE6 will still have Blueprint? Yeah. No worse than continuing to run UE5 in theory. My only problem is... I guess I can... You know what we could do? Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario if... you know, this is the whole reason why I wanted to start learning C++. Worst case scenario, we make our own build of UE. Our own source branch, and we just cherry pick changes if we need any changes for like crucial stuff. That does mean that we'd be running off of the engine source, which fucking sucks. Do you see the Steam machine pricing release? Yeah, we literally just looked at it. Like, I haven't opened up this project in a really long time, so let's get acquainted with this again. It's been a while. Mods, make a command that no one will use. What happened to the normal UE? Normal UE is fine. I'm just thinking ahead for UE6. But yeah, let's see if UE6 is fucking garbage shit. I really hate how they're combining the UEFN with UE6. I get it, but it's just like, go away. I don't care about your Fortnite ecosystem. I literally don't care. I don't care. Stop it. Get some help. Yeah, no, I'll probably just end up using UE5. That being said, there's all that multi-threading stuff that they're hinting at and whatnot. I guess they're just gonna move that over to UE6. Oh my god, I gotta get back into the fucking UE4 UI. Okay, hear me out though. Hear me out. Do we, for this big update slash DLC, do we shift the project over to UE5? Is that a big refactor? Semi-big. Semi-big-ish. We don't have like a crazy amount of like C++ code. But we wouldn't use Lumen, and we'd still probably stick to DX11. So, but then we'd have access to Scythe and a few other features that could potentially come in handy for the project. So I don't know. Don't know if it'd be very beneficial. One thing we do need to do, getting back into this, now with the fresh eyes. I think, we're gonna have to change these grunt sounds. They're not very subtle. They're just straight in your face. Oh! Ah! Oh! Should I put a big text on the screen that says Trainrot is still in development? Good, Bazerlin. How's it going? Ronin is still in development, by the way. I also need to update the, you know something I haven't done that I really should do? The Sue for Hire website has not had an update since 1.0 release, and it still has wording that it's in early access. Yeah. Gotta, yeah, gotta work on that. Gotta work on that. Am I done with Train Z? No, not yet, not yet. You know what? Hold on. Let me put something on the screen. No, not eating pizza. Aha! Yes! Yes, man! Okay, hold on. Hold on. Change the font. Change the font. Comic Sans. Comic Sans. Piss him off. Comic Sans. Bella Fair. Bella... no, I don't think so. This one? Nah, I don't think so. How about this one? I don't think so. How about this one? How was it? Dude, my washing machine's making the weirdest, like, fucking Mario noises. It's like, torl, torl, torl. What the hell's going on? How about, this one? Whatever, just go with this. Can you guys read that? Wingdings, please. How about I put Comic Sans in here? Cool Vetica. It's cool. And it doesn't work at all. That's fine. Hold on. How do I make the font size smaller, though? Size 256? That's a bit large, my friend. Uh-oh. Guys. Okay, here we go. Let me give it a bit of a drop shadow. I think I can do that. Background color. What the shit? Where's the shadow? Outline. Yeah. What? What the? Oh, the opacity, the text having opacity does not help very much with this. Wait, how do I put the outline on the outside? Oh, I hate this. There. Yes. Yes, man. Yeah. Put that in, you know what? Center it. Yeah, actually, you know what? Center that. Text, alignment, center. Yes. And then transform. I'm new here. Center vertically. That's not it. Center. That doesn't make any sense. Center horizontally. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Read the text. Isn't there some science of where places read things? Is the top center literally the worst place that could ever be there? Maybe I should put it right next to the chat. Yes, man. All right, there we go. We're good. Okay, now we can move along. So, here's the plan. I don't 100% know how DLCs work when packaging in UE yet. I believe as long as I keep all of the DLC stuff in a separate folder, I think we should be okay. Right? Let's see. Generate chunks. Generate pack file chunks. Assets can be assigned to chunks in the editor or via delegate. Can be used for streaming installs. Streaming installs. What? So that is step one of our process. You placed gray text on a dark gray background that had light gray text behind it. Listen, man. What do you want me to do? Make it red? I don't want it to be too in your face either, because then, you know, it's like when a streamer has an overlay that has so much stimulus that you actually like start getting high. So, I remember I have literally 50 million pages for this. I believe the information was in here. For some reason, it immediately went to 5.8. So, I believe it is chunking. How to divide assets into chunks and cook them into pack files. So I'm assuming this would be where we'd want to do this. UE can deliver assets outside of the main executable of your application in the form of pack files. To do this, you need to organize your assets into chunks, groups of asset files that are recognized by the cooking process. This is when you finish, you'll have a sample file that produce pack files that you can deliver with a patching system. Okay. Project do not generate chunks during cooking or packaging by default. I was trying to actually look for more details. Let me see. I think I had a tab open for this. UE4 DLCs. How to make a DLC in UE4. How to package a DLC. I think it's literally just separating the pack files. Whatever you guys hear, that is Transformers currently transforming right now. Hold on. Hey. Goodness gracious, man. Washing machine when it's on high? Holy moly. Relax. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of information that people have made about DLCs, so I guess we're just learning it here on stream together. Just you and I. You and me. In this together. Yeah, I forgot to ping Discord. Let me do that right now. All right. Nice. I ain't learning shit. Don't count me in this. Well, you're going to have to do the test after this, so you better be listening real well, buddy. Where's my coffee? You better get your notepad out, because you're going to need it. All right. Project do not generate chunks during cooking or packaging by default. To set up your project for chunking, open your project settings to navigate to project, then you make sure to generate chunks about the What are you going to try? Then you're going to assets and pack them into chunks. Advanced asset, miscellaneous, and create a new data asset. Choose primary asset label as a base class for the new asset data asset. Name the primary asset label Boris. Fill in the following properties. So everything's set up correctly. You see the pack files in your build directly under when you always finish manufacturing. You will name each of them for the chunk ID that you designated. They will each contain the assets for our 3 characters. What? Can you slow down and repeat the first section? I don't even know what I'm reading right now. This is how, dude, I've legit had teachers that would read a part and be like, wait, hold on, I'm trying to understand this too. I'm like, right now I'm trying to understand this. What the shit? So you make a primary asset label, but then... Huh? Okay. Pack file compression method, Kraken. Okay, cool. That's cool, man. So you don't actually specify. Where do you specify in the data asset though? Label assets in my directory. I see. You can organize assets and patch them into chunks. Inside the folder, right-click, navigate, and create a data asset. Okay, so you only create a data asset for like. Okay, so. Essentially, we go into content folder. Oh my good God, the fucking organization in here is awful, dude. Oh my God. I'm gonna puke. Okay. Wow. Why are there random weapon icons in here? Aren't they supposed to be somewhere else? Why are these fuckers over here? Wow. All right. Core folder, most important folder. Blueprints. Who even made this? I don't know. Jeez, someone should fire them. And then rehire them. It's made my nose runny. I hope it's not bleeding. Okay. All right, so, well, we know, yeah. We know at least that we need to make a new folder, and all of the DLC stuff will be in this folder, and we'll call it the contracts DLC. Yes. Yes, and then all of the important stuff will go in here, in the contracts DLC. Ha! Yes! Yeah! Okay, I want to test how chunking works. And I want to do a test by putting an object in here, and that object only exists in the contracts DLC, and then I want to see if we can get that chunk to load in. Does that make sense? You guys catch what I'm putting down? How do we check if someone has a DLC, by the way? Sounds good. See you in 3 days. No, we're going to do this today. We're going to do it today. I'm staying focused. I'm staying really laser focused. I'm getting work done. So we need to enable chunking first off. Let's see what happens when we do that. Generate chunks. All right, we're now generating chunks. We can check the asset auditor. The asset auditor. So if anything is not signified in anything, is it just going to pack all that stuff anyways? Yes. 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 Is pack chunk 0 just default? The default game? Do you want to check if the DLC exists? Do you want to go down the DMC path, aka ask Steam? I would imagine there's 2 ways we could do it. 1, we could do it by asking Steam. 2, there has to be a way of checking if the file exists, the pack file. Right? And then that could determine if the player has the DLC, is if they actually have the pack file with all the files in it. I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming. Hold on, I want to see how the game currently builds. We're still to this day throwing the builds in a folder called testing builds. Very good. Monster Hunter checks if you have DLC every tick. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. Modern problems require modern solutions. So this is default pack. Is it going to suddenly change the name of that? Let's find out. Let's start with getting one thing in here at least. We do want a new main menu. New fancy, like you're in a fancy apartment, everything's upgraded, looks fancy as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. That would be sick. Exact same system, animations go to different cameras and whatnot, but a little bit fancier. Do you guys mind if I blow my nose? Hey. Howdy. Okay, so now I have no clue. Let's see, maybe they have a section in here. So cooking and chunking. I do think chunk 0 would be the rest of the game, so it would rename it. Huh? Skyfer? Yeah, I do think Chunk Zero is going to be the main game from there on out. I could be wrong, but I'm not seeing anything that mentions it differently. Don't do the Capcom approach? What do you mean? Capcom did it. I should do it too. Crim 2027 Godot era is going to go so hard. Guys, it's not happening. I'm just fucking around with it on my laptop to make a little incremental game and see if I actually care for it. So far, I don't know if I care for it. I'm going to be honest. I could probably make the game that I'm thinking of making in UE much quicker. I've never made a 2D game in UE before, though. How much can you rip out of the engine to make it like run really fucking quick? Okay, so chunking. Let's see if we can maybe get... I guess we can make a blueprint class for this. Call it an actor. Test DLC actor. And then we can add a cube in here. Right? We'll put that cube in here for us to see. There it is, the infamous cube. There it be, there it be. Rip out a what engine? Unreal or Godot? Unreal. Like, let's say you made a 2D incremental game in Unreal. Could you, like, turn off a bunch of shit to the point where it's, like, as, you know, as cheap as possible? I guess DX11, turn off all the other fancy shit. Gen 2 Rescue. Made in UE5, small 2.5D puzzle game. And I'm assuming it ran really well. How do you turn Unreal into Godot? Well, I know how to turn Unreal into Unity because people think I make Unity games. So now I'm wondering, how do I turn Unreal into Godot? Yeah. Yes. Hey, Cat, how's it going? Okay, so now that we have this thing here, we need to make a primary, a data asset, primary asset label. Okay. Ask your general comment on Blueprint's removal proposal for UE6. I think it's stupid, but we'll see, man. I honestly just don't care for UEFN at all. And the fact that they're trying to combine it. Like, I understand they're trying to combine... I guess they're more so trying to combine... you know, all of the features that they put. Yeah, the forward up right shit. Please don't do that, man. Have you seen the UE5 art to slop pipeline video? I skipped all those AI parts in their talk. I don't know, man. I literally don't. I don't even know anymore. Guys, I don't know anymore. Primary assets with a higher priority will take precedence over lower priorities when assigning management for reference assets. Priority match. Both will manage the same secondary asset. Interesting. So we want this to set to 1 if we're going to override the level with this. I was thinking of making a hack and slash prototype, and I want to ask you something. Do you think making a combo system with data assets is a good approach? Basically, DA attack would store one move, DA combo stores an input pattern like light, and the melee combo component matches current hit point history of the available combos? I don't know. It's a really good question. I'd give it a try. Forward upright, I thought they changed the order to ZXY. No, there's an entire giant fucking documentation of them trying to justify them switching XYZ to forward upright. And it's so stupid. It's so useless. Using, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Whatever. I'm just a complaining guy. I just complain. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. So this is chunk 0, which is the primary. Aha! I see chunk 1. But why is chunk 0 15 megabytes? What? Okay, hold on. Okay. It doesn't explain in this tutorial, but do I have to add the chunk? To this? Hello? God, this fucking documentation sucks. Or do I suck? Hold on. Make a data asset. Okay. Okay. Package or cook content for your project. All right, well, let's try it. LUF as ZXY, so the order stays the same. I just. Are you really gonna like talk to one of your coworkers and be like, yeah, dude, go in the forward axis. Go to the left axis, but right. Go right axis. Down axis. Like, really? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Okay, how do I package in this fucking project again? Okay, package, Windows. Okay, let's package in here. And let's see how the chunk system works. Go negative left axis. But negative left axis is already negative, so that would be left axis is already in the negatives. Right axis would be the positives. Or you would go positive left axis. Man, who the fuck thought of this? Just stop. Like, why? What? Tim was like, I'm sorry for making Z up. Also, Tim, we've now implemented forward up left instead. I don't know. Robert, do we have a plot yet? Why are we here? We're working on the DLC for Sue for Hire. What the hell? Oh, it's because it's the chair. I was like, why did my wood thing break? Seems like only yesterday the UE4 was proposed, now UE6. Well, UE6, I think it's only in like early access stages right now, or will be in early access stages, and then I think it's like 2 years before it even releases fully. I don't care for it though. I'm perfectly fine with either using UE5 or UE4. I think UE5 is fine. It's just make it a little bit more, you know, yeah. This isn't the train game. Take a look at the right side. Take a look at the right side. Right side over there. Right side. Over there. Aren't they going to stop updating UE5? Yes, that's what I mean. They could have just worked on the performance. I don't know. Maybe Epic should have just not done all those billion-dollar lawsuits, and maybe they should have just. I don't know. I think they lost touch. I'm gonna be honest. I think they lost touch. In my opinion. I was so small. I'm on my phone. I just didn't understand the title. Do I have to make it larger? Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me make the text. Let me make the text bold. Hold on. Compressed heavy. Compressed regular. Regular. Wait. Hold on. I can find this. We need a new font. How about pixel font? Oh shit. What the guys, the text is gone. I literally have no idea what happened to it. It's not okay, hold on. That font does not work. How about this one? Why is it so blurry? Oh no, where did it go? Hold on, wait, hold on. Yes, full caps. Lock, caps lock. I got that caps lock on lock. Oh, I didn't read it because I thought it was streaming info, like donations of your sub goal. I never read that shit. Me neither, man. I respect that. You know what? You know what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. I don't blame you one bit. Yeah, we're getting started on the DLC for Suit for Hire, which is an idea I had while I was on the toilet. And then, we'll work on Train Rot. So we'll be separating the streams into multiple parts. They won the lawsuits though, and it opened a huge market for them. Yeah, and then they had to lay off like 20% of their workforce and stuff. So I guess, you know, yeah, and whatnot. Does it mean longer streams? I'm gonna try to. Guys, listen, my biggest problem is I get tired very quickly. And enjoy going for a beer with Krim so he can twizzle his mustache while telling me his latest plans for dominating Steam. I'm not gonna dominate Steam. Listen, I'm just a humble man. I just want to make a living. That's it. How does it feel being back in UE4 after using UE5 for a while? Did you see that huge thing of yellow? That's what it feels like. Whatever just happened right there, that's what it feels. It feels like something went wrong. That's what it felt like. That's what it feels like currently. If your player fell asleep for a few seconds when they run out of stamina, like dozing off at the worst time, that's how you get a bunch of negative reviews. Okay, Robert, that's how you piss off a bunch of players. Them having a stamina system already is, you know. Yeah. Am I adding a level editor? I don't think so. I think we're just going to focus full force on the roguelite, fixing up a bunch of other levels for the free update, fixing up some mechanics and stuff. Yeah. Paying out $1 billion to UEFN AI slap, then letting go of 1,000 employees. Call me naive. I see that shit and I'm like, I do wonder what it's, you know, it's the grass is greener on the other side kind of shit, right? But I do wonder what it's like to use like Godot and stuff like that. I do think, however, there is one truth is I would have to create a lot of stuff or code a lot of systems and stuff myself, which I'm not smart enough for that. I'm not smart enough for that. Like, let's say I wanted to make my own animation editor. That's not fucking happening. Probably not. So, try using Sandbox at C#. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know C#. I'm over here trying to learn C++ to begin with. So, honestly, my look at it is just get good enough C++ so I can maybe do my own source build and then edit it and modify it if I wanted to. Sandbox is even less than Godot. I'm interested to see what Sandbox grows to be like, though. I just don't care for it, though. Like, I want to have full control over my IP and works and stuff like that. You can get a huge amount done in C# without needing to dip into C++ and still have it efficient. I just started getting into the GD script a little bit, which seems quite similar to C# in some ways. Except for the fact that it's tabulation based, or whatever the fuck you call it. Which I hate that. I was doing some like really simple, just trying to get into it, you know. Learning how to use tweens and stuff to like animate buttons. Let me find the source code, the documentation. And it was interesting to see kind of how similar it is in some ways. You know what I mean? Okay, this is confusing though. Over here they say tween equals. But then over here, they do var tween. Why? Why? And then in here, they have tween. Is this, instead of doing variable and then letting it determine what type of variable it is this forcing what type of variable it becomes? Is it that kind of JavaScript shit? Yes. Okay. I see. Yeah, I would never do this. I don't like this. I hated this about JavaScript. I think it was JavaScript that was doing this. Where it's like the variable could be literally fucking anything. Tween is directly assigning the type. Yeah, in my opinion, that's much better. Main difference is using var instead of strict typing. You don't get autocomplete for functions and stuff. Yeah, dude. Man, if syntax coding could be similar to how I do stuff with Blueprint and how I learn stuff with Blueprint, which is me just right-clicking and then searching things or searching functions. Oh my god, that would be so nice. And there's kind of stuff like that, but not as intuitive, I guess. As learning with Blueprint. Yeah, so just kind of messing around with it a little bit. Gonna go with 3D objects for my player first person view, but ended up going with the Duke Nukem 3D style arms, and their jank pleases me. If there's one thing I'm seeing in the current like ecosystem of games right now, I think retro is kind of the way to go. And feeling indie. Even in film, it seems like people are kind of enjoying more indie rather than, you know, the over polished CGI and shit that we've been seeing. I feel like there's a desire for sort of home brewed stuff. Do you guys agree or do you disagree? Do you feel like, I don't know. I think with all this AI stuff and how it generates all this over polished garbage that like doesn't make sense. I feel like people are kind of curious for more rough stuff, I guess. Rough stuff, is that the way we could say it? Rough stuff, a little bit more old-fashioned. And I ain't talking whiskey. Okay, no, but this is great though. If you can fix the little white stroke that's going on around here, I think this is perfect, dude. This is great. Gather blueberries. I think this is great. I think this is fucking great, dude. If it's animated and everything and like the hands grabbing the fucking blueberries when they gather the blueberries, yeah. Dude, hell yeah. Yes, man. Doomcraft. Doomcraft. CGI in films, for example, easily overused, but could be used properly, depends on the direction. I think so. Yeah, I think it's a lot of movies. I feel like the art directors don't give enough time for the CGI to really feel like lived in, like within the world, and so it comes across as like sort of out of place. How am I always motivated while working on my game? I'm not. Listen, man, I just try to set a quota of, okay, I gotta stream every weekday. Blade Runner 2049 is a great example. I thought Blade Runner 2049 was fucking beautiful. I thought that shit was awesome. I think Dune is another example of like really good CGI, I feel like. Like it feels like it's fitting. We bully him into working typically. Yeah, motivation I think is, listen, if you're not motivated to work on stuff, then there's got to be a problem, right? What's the Outlog doing right now? It's fucking, I don't know, compiling a gajillion shaders while we're trying to do a package test to see if this chunk system works. So we put this cube here. This cube is an actor that's inside of a folder for the DLC. We want to check if this will actually package separately. And then if we delete that package, will the cube disappear? Yeah. So as in like the player does not have the DLC, right? If that makes sense. And so by doing this quick little test, we can determine if this shit's working properly or not. Okay, I think it's almost done. I couldn't see behind the chat. Oh, right. Yeah, true. True. Does packaging take this long to have to do with UE4? Just big projects? I a while back deleted all of my like compiled shaders and stuff, so I think that's probably why it took so long. But once you do the package, it's like longest is the first time, and then after that it's a lot shorter, I'm pretty sure, because it doesn't have to compile all the shaders and stuff. I don't need AI in any point in my workflow, but I do use AI denoising for renders. Does that count? Listen, man, who fucking cares? Just do whatever you want to do. Live your life, man. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't care. Whatever. Where the fuck I am? Okay, so we're about to see packs. Okay, so it does rename it. It does rename it. So this is 3.2 gigs. The original is named like this, 3.2 gigs as well. So didn't change the size. It did rename it though, which does suck because that means anybody who updates to this version might get a very large update. I highly doubt Steam will be able to like determine how to combine these two. What's my take on Unreal Engine removing blueprints in the future? Listen, man. I don't know, dude. My trust in Epic Games has dwindled a lot over the years, so I don't know what to tell you. Blueprints is one of the main reasons as to why I even got into Unreal Engine, though. So obviously, I'm gonna feel a certain way about it. But okay, so we have the cube here. Now, what if we delete that pack file? If this does not exist, will we see the cube, or will the project maybe crash? Yes! Does the game crash though? Because it does not have the cube. The cube. Oh yeah, I was testing switching some of the default inputs. Because I've had so many complaints about people saying the controls are kind of janky, which I understand. There's a lot of shit in this game. It's very difficult to balance. I tried setting the dodge button to the sprint. So you start with a dodge and then it goes into a sprint, kind of like how Hollow Knight does stuff. I thought that was interesting. I'm kind of messing around with that as setting that as the new default, but I don't know yet. Okay, we got a few bugs we need to fix as well, like some little slow-mo stuff as well. Third person looks so much better than top down. Where's the game's audio? Oh right, you guys aren't going to hear this, I think, because I'm testing in an actual build. I also want to see if we can maybe do some stuff to improve the visuals a little bit across all levels. That'd be something I'd like to do. I think that would be a really good thing to do for I can't aim. Can you do a passive surround in this game? A lot of the new levels now require you to actually kill the enemies. So not really. Am I using any post-process materials? I am, yeah. We have a bunch. But I think we could do a better job of doing the visuals. I think we could do a lot more work on the visuals. Is the AI geared towards top-down, or do you have a different logic depending on which camera the player is using? I believe there is some slight differences, yes. Whoa, why is the camera so tilted on that side? Whoa, what the hell? Have you tried removing the comic book dot shader to see how it looks without it? It is a setting now. I can turn off those two things. And this is what the game looks like without it. So you can play without any of that stuff if you wanted to. It's just a very different kind of game. Yeah, all right. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I also want to do a big thing where we make the melee combat a lot better. Like I want to make the baseball bat feel a lot more intuitive. And then maybe we can also make some edits to the AI behavior a little bit. Maybe we can make some improvements there. It's possible we might be able to make some improvements. Okay, cool. Well, we know it works. Let's try rebooting it, seeing real quick if that crate is gone. Yes. Okay. Dude, hell yeah. We're so in. This works. The labeling system works. Hi, push-ups. All right, fine. I'll do the 5 push-ups as you request. Also, fuck you. Didn't expect we get an expansion. What do you have in mind? So the DLC / expansion will be multiple things. The main menu will get completely changed. There'll be 2 new primary weapons. The biggest thing that'll be a part of it will be a roguelike mode. So entirely new levels, new music, probably new enemies as well. And then maybe some other stuff like a skill tree. Don't think so. I don't think that'll make it in, but definitely the roguelike mode. That's like our core focus of the DLC, basically. That's what we'll be focusing on, which will change quite a bit of the mechanics. Like for one, the player will have a health bar instead. So that way you don't get killed in one shot, because I don't think that would bode well in a roguelike. So we will have a health bar instead, which I think will be interesting. It's almost like kind of like changing up the game a little bit, but yeah. But that's the plan, is a roguelike mode. That's basically the big one. And then the free update, I do plan on doing some, like, hopefully some animation improvements, some improvements in various levels. That'll be a part of the free update. So there'll be a free update with the DLC, because I think that's a good way of making everyone happy. Yeah. 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 Why are some of these lights stationary? Oh. Because the character. Right. Right. Oh, they don't cast shadows, though. I see. Ready or Not does that. I think it's a pretty good way of getting people back / interested to play more. Yeah. I think the roguelite will be fun. I hope. I've always wanted to make a roguelike. And here we are finally making one. Funny enough. Technically, Train Rot is also a roguelike, but yeah. Okay, so we've determined How to separate the files. Very cool. Now what I want to try is, can we read if the player has a pack file? And I'm going to do that through the UI. So archive. Do we even show that in the menu? No. So archive will become contracts. Contracts. I need you all to know that Haagen-Dazs rum raisin is the best ice cream in the world. Rum raisin? Who has a gun to your head? What the fuck? Rum raisin. That's ridiculous. Okay, so what I want to do, is there a node to check? Oh my god, I'm looking at my code. Oh, ah! Okay, so we'll in here. Can we check if we have a chunk? Okay, time to use Google for this one. UE4, how to check if player has chunk/pack file. Oh, great, we got to do it in C++. We might have to do it through C++. File exists? Okay, hold on. Maybe, okay, hold on. Maybe we can... Do not get the urge to refactor anything. I'm not going to do like any large refactors, just hopefully some improvements. You know, I think a DLC is great, but I feel like we got to make the game a little bit, you know, make it feel a little bit better, right? To like really make it all come together. How to check if the player has a pack file. Inspecting pack files. File exists. Okay, so this would be good, but where does this path begin? You want to terminate the process? No. No, just open the fucking thing, man. File exists in path. And then file exists. And then we want to check file exists. Get file exists. in path. Okay, and then file exists, and then we want to check this file exists, and then, oh great, I won't be able to fucking see the code for this, won't I? Can't see the CPP file for this. Gah! I don't know where the path even begins. Am I mostly using spotlights in Suit? Mostly, yes. Yes, definitely. But we are using a lot of built lighting. A lot of built lighting. A lot of built lighting, which I absolutely hate. I hate built lighting, but... And if you ask me why do I hate built lighting, just try doing a game with built lighting. It's not a good time. Loading pack files at runtime. No, I don't need to load a pack files. I just want to see if I can check if a pack file exists. Check if pack file exists. Oh, there's literally a C++ function called check if pack file exists. Check if pack files exist. I shit you not. There's C++. That's fucking funny, dude. Okay, I might be able to make a function for this. Okay, hold on. I might also be able to use file exists. I don't think... I just don't know what the path is. Does this start at content slash? In path? Like, my problem is... Do we have to get the actual path from the user's Windows path? Right? Like... Is it a system path? Or we could do this. We could do file exists. We'll do DLC, test DLC actor. We could try that. That might work. That might work. Okay, hold on. And then we want to set the archive button. It does kind of low-key feel good to be in UE4. There's not a single stutter in sight. I might jinx it right now, though. Set it to hit decibel, otherwise collapsed. In theory, we should see it here. Oh. Hmm. Do I want to get system path? Okay, system path seems to work. They've given a non-asset U object will return an empty string. Okay, well, we got to package the project again. What is that select node? When you, the select node generally has a wildcard. If I use the right one. you can hook anything into it and then it will automatically do the thing. And then from there, if you hook this into something, because this is a wild card, then it will give you the actual inputs. Yo, Pete, how's it going? One of my boomer neighbors used 21,320 gallons of water in a single month and is wondering why her bill is $142. Excuse me, 21,320 gallons of water? Isn't that a shitload of water? Shouldn't that cost more than $142? Isn't that a lot of water? That motherfucker's got an AI data center. I don't know what gallons are. Just know, I think a gallon is 4 liters. I believe a gallon is 4 liters, if I remember correctly. Or it might even be more than 4 liters. Wait, could someone fact check that? Is a gallon 4 liters or is it 6 liters? It's 3.8 liters. Okay, it's basically close to, yeah. Very close to 4 liters. Let's just say a lot of fucking water. A lot of water. Did they leave like 3 of their showers on and sinks and sprinklers? One of those things that I don't need to convert to instantly note. That's a lot. That's a fuck ton. It's a lot of water. All right, let's try packaging again. Let me delete the old thing though. Today's a bit of a test day because we're trying to get like acquainted with how a DLC would get packaged. Another thing I was thinking about is, okay, I know this is a refactor, but refactoring the cosmetics system a little bit. Instead of using a data table, using data assets. Because then what we can do is search across the entire project for specific data assets that would align for the clothing. And then what we could do is in the DLC, just make new data assets with the corresponding files for new suit customizations and stuff like that, right? So I would assume they have a leak. Listen, man, if they have a leak, I think their house would be flooded by now. You know, for that much water. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. Could be an outdoor leak. I need to see a visual representation of 21,000 gallons. $21,000 gallons in cubic feet is 2,800 cubic feet. Isn't that literally like the size of an apartment? That is like a pool. Yeah, wait. That's, yeah, that seems like that would be a pool. Actually, that would seem like it'd be a pool. Oh my god. We gotta fix these warnings. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, it's the destructible glass shit. Yeah, we gotta fix the destructible glass as well. They probably filled the pool without knowing the cost. Come on, you can't be that stupid, right? Oh, it's Florida. Never mind. Yeah. Never mind. I understand now. My MI, yes, 100%. So there'll be a free update alongside the DLC expansion. So both I'm going to have to, you know, invest a good amount of time into. But I think it's very worth it. I think players appreciate having a free update alongside an expansion release. So I think this just makes a lot of sense to try to polish up the game a little bit and whatnot. Fix up a little bit of spaghetti code. Fix up a little bit of spaghetti code, you know, reinforce the spaghetti. Yeah. Cook it a little bit longer, make it al dente, you know what I mean? Al dente. Okay, so let's see. Does this work? So, if everything works correctly, there's two things we should be seeing. What we saw originally, which is the cube disappearing. Let me double check that the pack file is there. Okay, good. We should see two things. The cube disappearing if we delete the file, and if the pack file is there, we should see the main menu button. If we delete it, we should no longer see the main menu button. So let's see if we did this correctly. Uh-oh. Okay, we failed. I don't see the button. What if I delete the file? I submitted the game to a speedrun marathon. I hope the clips don't get patched out if I do get in. I don't think I'm going to patch anything specific to speedrunning. However, there might be some like improvements with movement stuff or whatnot. So, but that'd be about it. Okay, so this node, the node that we made for that main menu button is not applicable. And it's probably because a packaged version probably doesn't know how to deal with that. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. You wouldn't believe the sigh of relief I just let out? Yeah, I don't try to fix speedrunning techniques because I think if there's something that's fun to do but takes like is challenging to do, doesn't look like a glitch that someone could accidentally come across, I feel like I'd rather just keep it in. This is so surprising that we don't have any code to determine. Okay, so let's see. File. Can we see? We might have to make it in C++. Check if chunk file exists. Does chunk exist? Okay, so there is some C++ code called does chunk exist. All right, getting right back into it. Let's see. We have a function library here. This needs to provide a Boolean. Does chunk exist? We want to feed it a integer, which is the chunk ID. And then we're going to go ahead and do the does chunk exist? Function overload does chunk exist. Returns whether the chunk exists. Whether the specified range of the chunk exists. Return does chunk exist. Oh wait, shit. I gotta rename this. We gotta rename this because the function that we're about to use. Okay, I think we need to include Hashtag include. What are we including? IO dispatcher backend. Wait, how do I fucking hate C++ sometimes. Does chunk exist const FIO chunk ID? Drag and drop include, I knew it. Yeah, I'm a bit of a sloppy C++ dev. I don't really, I'm still learning C++. Oh, this is Unreal Engine 5.8. Uh-oh, wait, hold on. God, I fucking hate how it doesn't exist! Oh, does chunk exist? Does not exist in 427. It might be a 5.8 thing. Oh, fuck a me. Oh, fuck me. Oh, cock. Oh. Oh. Oh, this is gonna make things so annoying. Trying to search for literally anything, and I can't find it because it shows me stuff for 5.8. UE4, does chunk exist? See, this is using file exists, and then is using the chunk file path. Time to update to 5.8. I don't know if we need to update to 5. Managed by the U asset manager. Oh, it is managed by the asset manager technically, and I think I can actually search things up in the asset manager. Hold on, hold, please hold, please hold. Where is it though? um might work. Okay, let's delete this then. We'll just return true for that for now. Okay, well, let's try packaging that then, I guess. All right. This is going to be a lot of it's just, you know, temporary fucking around to figure out what it is, cuz dude, the amount of content I see talking about not C++, talking about DLCs in UE4 is quite minimal. There's not a lot of talk about yeah. Yeah. We could check the direct pack file name. All right, well, nah. 10,000 gazillion character crouch tutorials, 0.1 forum posts about DLC implementation. Yeah, welcome to game development, brother. You got all the fucking tutorial slop you could ever ask for, except for that one thing you ask once you reach the intermediate phase. Because everybody's a fucking beginner. And they always want beginner content. Because no one can get past the beginning stage. And once you try to look for anything intermediate/advanced, good fucking luck. I need to learn the title of this cover that's playing right now. I got you, brother. I got you. Mairie Douceur, Mairie Couleur, Couleur, by Manon Hollander. Old dev yells at cloud. Dude, it's a tale as old as time. Let's be real. It's a tale as old as time. But come on, let's be real. That really is a problem. Dude, I've even tried to make videos that are aimed at more intermediate users, and I've gotten people complaining that I didn't show the entire process because the video was more so meant as like a workflow process. And they're like, why didn't you go through literally everything? It's like, brother, this is not a modeling tutorial. This is a workflow guide / tutorial, not like me going through every single fucking bevel and extrusion. Like, come on, grow up. Get do some work. Do some work right now. Get it done. Open up Blender, then regret opening up Blender, but then make something. Okay, let's see if this works. So we want to see the button be there if this works. Okay, now, once I delete the pack file, we don't want the button to be there. Moment of truth. The button's there. Oh, you motherfucker. The cube's not there, but the button's still there. I had a memory leak where the baked vehicle torque curve overflowed to the max array size and it only happened in distribution package. Fixed it with a delay. Classic game dev duct tape. Trust me, I've done that many times. Many a times. Is it proper? No. Does it work? I think so. Until it doesn't. But, you know, it works for now. Okay, so this always returns true. I did see something about... Okay, we can try this again. File exists. Okay, we can check this again. But... project content directory. And then... does this add a slash at the end? I don't fucking know. Let's try this. Packs slash... No fucking way I gotta do this, right? Is this how I gotta do this? Here's a problem. I don't think this is gonna work in a development build. No. But will it work? Will it work? Wait, you know what I could do? Oh my god, I got the stupidest idea. But it could work. You know how I made this cube? This cube only appears if you have the file. What if we just check if the cube exists in the level? um... Modern problems require modern solutions. Sometimes you just gotta figure it out yourself. The internet won't help you. The internet these days is kind of fucking ass. So, you know. All right, so here. Okay, it's here. Okay. Let's try packaging once more. I think we only need to package once more. Why? Because I know this is gonna work. I know this is gonna work. Actually, wait. Is there a probability that the map loads after the widget? I don't think so. I think the widget spawns in after the map load in. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Maybe we just might have to have a moment where we check if the DLC exists on Tick. Oh, shit. I fixed an audio bug that happened when the garbage collector had too much to do on my Switch version of the game by telling the game it was suspended and reactivated everything. Every time the overflow happened, everything is allowed. What? What the hell? You're right. And that's on me. Let's get you better internet. You've run out of tokens. Please continue tomorrow. AI is fake, and the fact that it's made bajillions of dollars just goes to show that even money doesn't make any sense. This shit doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I'm packaging. Almost done. Don't ignore the yellow. All the yellow stuff. Ignore all that too. Just ignore all of this. It's fine. Everything's fine. Just ignore all of that. Ignore all that too. And that. Maybe I should fix these. I wonder if that could cause any issues. I don't think so. It's not yellow, it's golden? Right. Trump would love this. Golden. As a tech artist, this hurts? What do you mean? What part of it hurts? Warnings got to be fixed. Listen, warnings are just warnings. That's all they are. It still packages. Listen, warnings are just that, warnings. They just warn you about something. They're not like, hey... Listen, when there's a cliff and it says, drop ahead, listen, it's just a warning. Okay? If you're an airplane, you'll be fine. Not to say I'm an airplane. I'm not an airplane, but hey. Okay, double check. Content, pack file, right here. Okay. And then, here we go. Modern solution. Buttons here. Cube is here. Then we delete the pack file. And here we go. Moment of truth. Dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah. It works. It works. It literally works. It just works. Okay. We've exceeded stage 1. What am I doing? I'm figuring out how to oh well, we did figure out. But I was basically trying to figure out how do we determine if the player has a DLC existing on their machine. And we do it by this cube right here. Mainly was just for testing, but now it's actually going to get in the game. We use the asset primary label. We use chunks. And then this is a part of the chunk. If this does not exist, or if the person does not have the pack file, then this file doesn't exist. And then, yeah. Basically, we're just checking if the DLC exists and figuring out how all of that stuff works. And we got it figured out. Yeah. Yep. Okay. The only problem is, it really sucks, and I don't think there's any workaround around it. When people install this new update, I think they're going to install a 3 GB update because the pack file, the original pack file name is a different name. So that does suck. So the new one is now pack chunk 0, but the original is this. So I don't know if there's any way of changing that, the original pack file name, but yeah, that's how it is. I'm sure there's maybe a way of having this change name to something different. Pack chunk 0. I wonder if we can. I'm sure we should. I'm sure we should be able to. Oh well, it's 3 gigs, motherfucker. The type of shit people think in 2026. We're so accustomed to games being like 100 gigabytes now that, oh, 3 gigabytes, that's fine. Whatever. Downloads in 30 seconds anyways. Ridiculous. I've made the huge mistake of not implementing gamepad support from the beginning, so I'm having a very bad time implementing that. Just you wait until you have to start doing localization. Localization. Train rot, by the way. Okay, don't get me wrong. Putting in controller support on train rot should be a breeze. I really don't think it'll be that complicated. I had to go blow my nose. And then we shall continue working on this a little bit. And then we shall move on to train rot. Yes, man. Hello. Can't forget the 1 hour React break in the middle. Is there anything to react to? Save the result into a global thing. Here's the thing, I can't. The thing is though, we only technically need to search if the player has the DLC here, in the main menu, in the very beginning. That's it. So we literally just need to search at the very beginning. Other than that, it's fine. I am going to have to hook up my controller though, because I did notice that some of the UI settings are a little bit fucked up. Some of the ordering and whatnot, so we need to fix that. Can someone get this cube off my screen? I understand now. We know how to check if the DLC exists. Okay, cool. All right, nice. Now, how do we swap out the main menu level with the new main menu level? How do we swap the main menu level with the new main menu level? What if they just exist in the same map and just move the camera? That's fucking crazy. What you just said. I know modders do a certain way of like prioritizing files, but I think that only works if you put the thing in the exact same file path. Is that how most games do it? I don't know. Well, what we could do is check if this file... we could do this. We load the level. We load the main level here. That's stupid, though. We load the main level here. If this exists, then we just load the DLC level. It'll load right after this one loads. But that's kind of dumb, because then we're still loading the original, and it just takes longer to load the game. Not very smart. Or we have a transition level. When the game starts, we load into an empty level, and then it will check if it should load this level or the other level. Empty level with just the cube, baby. Just the cube. Just the cube. Just a cube, baby. This is peak dev slop. But like, think about it. How would you go about doing it otherwise? Can we maybe make this check happen? No, we can't, because I'm pretty sure when the movies, like the movie startup things happen, those are just like a completely different like window, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anything happens in the background when those are opening. Which is really unfortunate, because I actually don't know if the game even loads during those movie sequences. I'm talking about this. When these things start up, I don't think the game is actually loading. The game does load during these? At least until engine initialization. Does the game instance exist in those movies? Make the movie sequence a render target and level. That's fucking lunatic type shit. It's the type of thing I would do, but... No, I don't think so. Yeah, I feel a game instance is loading after the fact. I feel like it's stuff loading before the game instance. Okay. I really think our best bet is we load an empty level, and then we actually load the actual level, and then we load into that level, and then that's how we load into the level that we want. It's crazy, but it might just work. It's crazy, but it might just work. It's crazy, but it might. Get a Bane. It's not a horrible idea. Loading into an empty level first, I think, is better than loading into the main level, because at least we're loading less stuff. Right? And I think that's the best way of going about it. And we automatically load the actual corresponding level. You can even put a loading screen up, which might be good for lower end devices. I did notice it's a little janky when the game boots up. You see like all of the textures load in. So I do think it would be a good little, very, very minimal, small polish to have some stuff fade in and maybe the screen fade in and stuff. I was even thinking, should we have like a little title screen? But I don't think that's really necessary. I think if anything, players are kind of annoyed by that. It looks cool having like the screen, the press any button to continue. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's necessary. What if you load a level that is a title screen that then loads the level? The problem with that is then we need a persistent level structure. And I guess we could do that. Let's just start with getting it working. let's just get it to work. We need an empty level, main menu, transitioner. Transitioner. Yes, man. And then put the DLC cube in here. Yes, man. DLC cube. Okay. Then we're gonna change the startup level from the main menu to the main menu transitioner. The main menu to the main menu transitioner. Yeah, baby. All right. And then in the main menu, it's then going to check the same thing that the main menu UI checks, is if the actor exists. And then immediately switch to the corresponding level that we need to switch to. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Which is literally just get all actors of class. So in here, level blueprint, begin play, get all actors of class, test DLC actor, and then a branch. If it's false, open level by object reference, main menu. We now need to make the main menu DLC. So what we'll do is we'll copy the main menu and the build data we don't need. So we'll do the main menu, copy this over to the DLC. We'll rename it from main menu to main menu DLC. How's Unreal 6? I don't know, I haven't used Unreal 6. You tell me. How is Unreal 6? What we'll do as a beginning point is we'll delete this stuff, just so we can tell that there's some differences in the scene. Okay, cool. Superfire DLC? Yep. So then we go back to our main menu transition level. And then if the DLC is true, we open main menu DLC. Okay. Well, if we hit play, it's gonna return true because now we're in the actual thing. Does everything still work in here? It should. Like, yeah, everything should still work. So the DLC main menu is going to be like a very fancy apartment rather than a basement. Because right now this is kind of like basement vibe. We're going to do a like a really fancy apartment. And then it'll have 2 additional guns. So the weapon rack is going to be different. It's going to have 2 additional new guns that you'll be able to unlock. Either unlock or they'll already be unlocked. I don't know yet. We'll see how that works. And then, yeah, sweet. Yeah, we will have more primary guns. One of them will be the Ronin handgun, and then the other one is going to be a kind of automatic, an automatic pistol. I think we decided it would be like a Ruger. Yeah, an automatic Ruger. So it'll look a little bit like... Did I have the image in here? I didn't. Fuck, I'm a doofus. I'm stupid. I literally do not have the image of this. And I know exactly the one I was looking at the time. I think it looked a bit like... Wait. I'll find it later. It looked a bit like this, though. So we'll have something that looks a bit like this one. Okay, so I think the transitioner is working. However, the only way we're going to know is when we package. So, you know what time it is. Package 2. Time to package again. Well, I add the ability to walk into every house like in GTA. What? Why? Why? I did have the idea where in the DLC main menu, you'd be able to go into like, click a button to go into first person and walk around the apartment. I don't know if we'll do that though. We'll see. I don't know if we'll do that. We'll see. We shall see. I don't know yet. How's the game selling 1 year after release? Still getting sales? The game's still getting sales, yeah. Especially when we do discounts. I think discounts help a lot. Yeah, discounts help a lot. Is the DLC going to be paid or free? It'll be paid. Introducing first person when inside the DLC apartment. We're not going to make that a big marketing thing for the game. Definitely not. Either that or we just do third person and we have like a nice walking animation. Could either do either one. I just thought first person as a fun little thing could be kind of fun just in the main menu. And then the mirror actually shows your character. And then the game lags to fucking shit because of mirrors. I don't know how Hitman does their mirrors so well. Like, they have mirrors that actually work really, really well. I don't know how they do it. .007 First Light game got such good mirrors. I imagine because they use the same tech as they did with Hitman. I would imagine this is the same tech as Hitman. Apparently, correct me if I'm wrong. Apparently, AI enemies can actually see you by using the mirror. Okay. So let's see. This should load the DLC main menu. Honestly, that was a pretty quick load. I couldn't even tell that we loaded into an empty ass level. I remember Moon got caught by that person in Hitman through a reflection. Right, that's what I think that's probably where I saw it from. Now we delete this. Do we load into the normal main menu? We do. Guys. Guys, okay, we're so in. Okay, sick. Cool, hell yeah. Sick nasty, hell yeah. Big, huge, ginormous, girthy. Progress. All right, so that's cool. We've determined how to know if the main menu exists in probably the stupidest, or if the DLC exists in the stupidest way fucking possible. Yeah. What if DLC owners want the old menu? Well, I don't know, too bad. Do you really want the fucking concrete basement over the fancy apartment that we're gonna have? Listen, the problem with that is then I gotta no. We're just gonna stick with just a different level when you have the DLC, because then we'd have to have an entirely different weapon rack and everything, and I just don't want to deal with that. Finally got a part-time job, paid bills. Guess what's next? McDonald's Big Mac meal with large fry, large drink, maybe even a sundae for dessert. Hell yeah. Yes. Maybe not McDonald's. Maybe something a little bit more less shit for your system. How about Taco Bell? It's like a natural laxative. How about them? Apples. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna go off of the rule. That it's just gonna be the new apartment level. I got laid off Thursday, haven't paid bills. Guess what's next? Big Mac meal. Large fry, maybe medium fry, maybe medium drink. Might have to downsize on the fry. Damn, Omicron. Hopefully you're, did you get like severance package or anything? At least? Hey boss, here you go. Why does it have to be, why is his name Alan? Alan! Alan! A little bit too much mayonnaise. A little bit too much mayonnaise. Big Mac for $5.59. Holy shit! This is pre-COVID, pre-COVID prices, pre-2026 prices, pre-depression prices. Dude, hell yeah! Yes, man. How much are Big Macs these days? I haven't gone to McDonald's in 2 years. I refuse to go to McDonald's. I got my own local places that I could support here in Toronto. Wow, it turns out Krim is not popular. His videos are not in any AI datasets. No! Alright. The hell's this? Let's go. Alright, yeah, true. I live for that. Alright, so that's cool. We at least have some of the foundations down for understanding how to determine if the player has a DLC. We're gonna have to check a few things. If this works on Steam Deck, which I think it should work just fine. I don't think it should work any differently, to be honest. I don't think it should work any differently. So, yeah. Yeah. Working on suits again. Doing a little bit of this, doing a little bit of that. We're We're doing some mixed streams these days. Doing some mixed streams. A little bit of Suit for Hire DLC, a little bit of Train Rot. Yeah. I think this is a pretty good getting back into it stream though. I am gonna have to look at some of this code though, because excuse me, it doesn't work in my Asus Ally lap console gaming experience box. Someone actually did say that the game doesn't work on like some console that I never heard of, and I was like, brother, I don't know how I can help you. Did I do gamepad support and auto settings? Yes. You can rebind things on gamepad through auto settings. Oh, navigation? Navigation I did like a very weird system. Basically, behind the scenes, we move the mouse cursor to whichever button you're actually navigating to. But you can change all your settings with that system in the settings menu. The thing is, doing that I don't think will work on consoles. Because on consoles, I don't think a mouse cursor or a hardware cursor actually exists, apparently. I'd have to check for when we do any sort of console stuff. Not looking forward to that at all. Because I literally do not know another way of use. Why is it that the input system does not use the hover? Why? You have the thing in focus. Why is it that when you have the thing in focus, it does not count as a hover event to play the animations and whatever? It's fucking stupid engine. Ah! Anyways, moving over to, I think I'm just gonna change my title name, because now that we're doing this whole thing where we shift the game, you know, like constantly, I'm just gonna switch the title to just game dev. Can I even switch the title on YouTube? Yes. Game dev does game dev. Hell yeah. All right, we're gonna switch over to damn, we just game dev now? Yeah, we do be just game dev. Let me submit first. That's good. We got a little bit of the beginnings there. Let me do a submit. This is the wrong workspace. Okay, let me change workspace real quick. Okay. Changed packaging to use chunks. Contracts button only appears when chunk is available. Cool. Okay. I do be a bit of a professional. Now we switch back to the Train Rot workspace. Which apparently has a change in Laundromat. That's fine, it's just one change. And then we open the next project. This is gonna confuse so many viewers. They're gonna be like, what the hell? I was gone for 10 minutes to shit and now we're making a whole different game? Sorry, I have applied my ADHD, which is, I don't think I have, but I'm pretty sure I have some of it, to the stream. And it's gonna confuse everybody. Where is the DLC cube? I'm also switching my brain into a different mode. But cool, we got a little bit of we got a bit of understanding how the chunk and pack file system works now a little bit better. which is sweet. Very cool. Tomorrow, we'll work on more stuff. Let's see, what do we got in here? So tomorrow, I think we'll get started on like maybe what the roguelike mode UI could look like. And then I also kind of want to start doing some of our free update stuff, some of the quality of life improvement, maybe some bug fixes, figure out what those bug fixes are going to be. I think I got a couple things in here. Oh yeah, I wanted to make a different animation state if all the nearby enemies are dead. So it's like you kind of put your gun down. I think that would be a good, one, a good quality of life thing. Two, it'll look kind of cool. So then that way you can kind of get a little visual indicator if all of the enemies maybe in the level or nearby are eliminated. And then I do want to figure out a system. If there are only just a couple enemies left, we should make them maybe aggro to the player, or maybe we change up some of the systems, and then that way that can be maybe improved. Yeah, that would be good. I feel like I need to duplicate this. Actually, let me rename it at least. Okay, duplicate. How do I duplicate? Copy. Paste. Let me rename. Hold on. I'm... Aha. Oh, what the? There we go. All right. What did we do last time we were working on this project? Dude, I don't even know what we did last time we were working on this. Big trains? Was that still the task we were working on last time we were here? Was big trains? Oh, what the hell? Why'd you spawn right there? Okay, he immediately opens the door now without problem. Get up, Sass. I'm predicting that in the future, AI is going to destroy game developers' reputation so bad that they're going to eventually switch to a simpler engine like Godot to actually represent it as real human art. What? AI is going to destroy game developers' reputation so bad that they're eventually going to switch to a simpler engine like Godot to actually represent as real human art. You mean like UE? Using UE? Yeah, I'm a bit of a musician myself. Human art is obsolete, AI is better, AI music is better, AI is awesome. Mods, shoot that man, or person, or individual. Mods, cut that Shadow's balls off. Moz, give that man a one-way ticket to Disneyland. And then don't give him a map. And then he gets lost. And then he, yep. Ow! Can they come in here now? No, they still can't. Well, that's just lame. Oh, we gotta switch these doors with actual doors. Werewolf. Okay. Dude, what's the plan for today, man? How do we make the video game feel like a video game? The video game part of the video game is still missing in the video game. Would there be any indicators of which enemies are on the map? I don't think so. I feel like that would have to be like... There might be some... Like, for example, the full moon would show that there's the werewolf, right? And then we might have some other indicators of, like, types of enemies that could appear. Like, if there's a kitchen car, then that would mean the chef is there. So there would be some little indicators, but they'd be very subtle. Like, you'd have to really play the game to, like, start learning those little things, you know what I mean? It's kind of dark in here. Oh shit, I forgot to move the, forgot to move the glass cleaning tasks to the actual windows. Do I think there's going to be, on the subject of AI, because that literally becomes a subject literally every single fucking stream and I'm sick of it, do I think people are going to start shitting on UE6 more because of the integrated AI stuff? 100%. Do I think that means that's going to ruin the reputation of game developers using UE6? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Who knows? I don't know. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god, I forgot. Whenever anything new comes up, it plays the dirt sound. Oh. Sticking to the last version of UE5. Don't get me wrong, if there's any really good performance improvements in UE6, I'm down to use it. Get in there. I need you as fuel. Things are not looking good right now. We're in a recession of fuel. We're in a fuel recession. But yeah, if there's any like multi-threading stuff and whatnot, then yeah. With the first version of UE6 of Visual Script, I'll be getting that. I think they said that there'd still be blueprints, so fret not. It would appear that things will still move as normal. We do need to change this system. Yeah, they're gonna deprecate it in later versions and then probably just fully remove it in later versions. So deprecated doesn't mean fully removed, it just means that they're not really like updating it anymore or what. I don't know, man. I don't know why they For me, personally, blueprints was a huge reason as to why I even got into Unreal into the first place, and why I chose it over Unity. So to see them moving on from it, at least from my perspective, from my experience, is kind of like, why? Why would you do that? But UE6 blueprints are deprecated? They're going to be in a later version. And switching it with their fucking verse language. I don't know. That being said, I've always said that for them to make big changes with Unreal, positive changes, they do need to change things up big time, right? Because they keep making it so it's like, oh, UE4 projects will work in UE5, and then UE5 project, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they do need to make big changes for them to be able to do stuff, because... But I don't know, man. I don't think removing blueprints is the play, and then replacing it with verse. But, again, nobody knows any actual 100% details, so... We'll see when things come around. Have I ever tried verse? No, but I looked at it. I'm like, ugh. A lot. I think I'd rather just learn C++, to be honest. I think I'd rather just learn C++. I don't know. They keep making these large changes. I understand that they're not gonna do it right off the bat, but they keep making these large changes, and then they wonder why UE has such a bad rep. It's because, like, nobody can keep up, and then the stupid C-suite is like, yes, yes, upgrade to the latest version. I was watching some stream where you use C++ and UE5 and the compile/reload times. It is a bit of a pain in the fucking ball sack. If you don't know what you're doing like me, and you have to constantly like load and reload, it is annoying. If you know what you're doing, then, you know, you don't have to like constantly open and close the fucking thing. But for me, I like to test my shit because I just don't know enough C++. But again, you know, you could just keep using UE5. The only thing that's kind of annoying is if UE6 comes out with some really big optimizations. Of course, I guess you could cherry pick some of those changes into your UE5 repo. I'm sure that would be fine if you know what you're doing. But then that means you have to use an engine source build. That sucks. Oh, that sucks. That's not a good time. That's really not a good time. I already dealt with that. Don't like it. Not a good time. No. No. I don't know. I am messing with Godot on the side, but I really don't think the solution is changing game engine entirely. For me personally, I don't have the skill set to just go to a different engine because there's so many tools that I use in Unreal that aren't really in these other engines. So how do I like GDScript? I don't like the fact that it's very similar to Python in the respect of like tabulation base. I think I'm probably going to switch to C# and just learn C# instead. So that's one thing I don't really like. But yeah. I need to open up my shit. Okay. Oh my god. Resizing of the trains. We still have so much to do in the resizing of the trains. Oh my god. Oh my god. Two times train car size change was smart. Each one looks way more interesting. Oh, it feels a lot more interesting. The game feels a lot more interesting. Like if I boot up the library real quick. It's at the very back of the train, but we can get there. Just that alone, seeing like that as a good example of like a little bit more level design variety. And the fact that you can kind of get away from monsters a little bit more than previously. Is already like... It already helps a lot with the game design. and making it feel more in line with what we want. You can kind of get lost a little bit more. We can have a little bit more like random intertwining directions and whatnot. Oh my god. I saw his eyes. That kind of spooked me. I heard his footsteps. Oh my god. I literally turned. Oh my god, dude. Okay, alright. Everybody stop. I'm getting under this table. Feels like the cabs were always supposed to be this big. Yeah, honestly, I think we probably could go larger, and we still can. Like, not necessarily in the sense that like every cab is larger, but we have the whole wide like idea. We're gonna make the cabs have like random shapes too. I think that's gonna be really fun. Are the tunnels bigger now as well? Yes, yes. We've matched the tunnel to be larger. It just feels more grand. Like you're just a smaller character in this large space, which I think really works well with what we want. Now, the library is pretty open still. It's still pretty open. But, yeah, hold on. My YouTube chat. You can see how just more interesting it is. Like turning a corner and seeing a monster sometimes. It's a little bit more variety to the level design. What's this one? This is just a dinner hall. Move the environment, not the train, right? Yes. Whoa. Just the environment. Why are you following me? What? Wait. What the hell? He's not supposed to be moving. All right. Oh my god. Why does my character's ragdoll look like this? What happened? Yeah, soon one day we'll have it so you can throw items at the monsters. Right now you can't. I don't know why the bomb guy can spot you. Technically, he should not be able to. And then he just runs at you. I don't know why. That we overrode his code. Maybe we did not. Oh yeah, no, I do like the larger train cars. Doing the larger train cars already made the game feel much more interesting. We haven't even gotten through the whole gameplay loop issue, but I feel like making this change was definitely the right play. It was a bit painful getting all this shit to work in the space again, but man, definitely a big positive change. And I think we should play more into not a backrooms kind of vibe, but just an overall vibe of like things intertwining and being a little bit more random. I think playing into that I think is great. Goodbye. What's the max player limit for a lobby? We don't really have one at the moment, but I'm thinking like maybe 6 or 5 or 6. I always feel like 4 is a little too limiting because you always have friend groups that might have more than 4 people. Yeah. But I think the game is slowly heading in the right direction. We're slowly getting things going. I do think while feeding the furnace is kind of fun, I do think making everything based off of money will work better. But we'll see. I think Mecha Chameleon is 24 players. To be fair, the game does work in a way where it is very scalable, in the sense where you can have like a lot of players. Friends Slop is a little bit more challenging to do that, especially with a level structure like this. Just make a longer train. Then the problem is yeah, the problem becomes the players have to, you know, run all the way to the back of the train. Which becomes a bit of a problem. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, Bill. I am thinking about it. I think we simplified things by making everything based on currency, and that like you have to get to the, you have enough fuel to get to 3 stations, and then at the 3rd station, that's when it's like, that's when the quota hits, kind of thing. So you kind of have to plan around like what you spend money on. And then that way we can give money when you complete a maintenance task or various other maintenance tasks, and then money becomes a lot more of a forefront thing for players and the overall flow of the game. Because I feel like right now there's a little bit too much to manage. We've added a lot more exploration to the game now because we've enlarged the train cars, so you spend a lot more time in the train cars now, and that's great. However, because of that, now I don't know, maybe we just need to play test it and see what happens, but I do feel just having items here in the car, I think, is more than enough, and then you sell them, and that becomes kind of the flow. But yeah, I just don't know if I like the fuel system. Don't know if I like the fuel system very much. At least in the way that it's structured right now. It'll be doing X time. Yeah, I just think this is counterproductive to the exploration element. Because at least with the exploration element right now, you can still send items to the front of the train using the delivery system, right? So if we make the delivery system a little bit more, like, you know, obvious for players, it'll still end up in the front of the train, which is great, because then they can just use that, and if they somehow end up dying in the back of the train, they still have all their items here that they can then sell, and whatnot. So I don't know, we'll see. Maybe our first change could be you have 3 routes. You have the 3 routes that you can go to, and then maybe you have to fuel up the engine up until that point. Maybe that could be the way that we end up doing it. We could at least try that as a first change, because we're going to do that anyways. So yeah, don't know. Don't know how we're gonna do it just yet. There's rats in here. Whoa, little lag spike. All right, well, let's work on some level design. I know that's an easy one that we can get out of the way. Let's get that out of the way. persistent tasks that exist, and the others are side tasks, cleaning windows, unclogging toilets, etc. We really do need to figure out the task system a little bit more, for sure, because that is such a forefront thing in the game as well. Yeah, I do want to put a bit more effort on that too. Because then that encourages a bit more exploration as well. Rather than constantly having to go to the front of the train to feed the engine. I think that'll be a lot better. Yeah. Those are things that I want to figure out, right? To kind of reduce some of the weird friction. So there's not like mechanics combating each other, if that makes sense, right? They all kind of complement each other. So the exploring is good because you have to explore to find items, but by exploring you also get to the points where you have to repair things or do little side tasks like organize books or whatever, or find like, you know, the key code to open the safe in the library, or, you know, little things like that, right? So then that way players are more so exploring the backs of the trains rather than always staying at the front of the train. And I think one element that will help with that is giving every player a map that kind of shows them where tasks are that they have to complete. I think leaving it only at the front of the train is just not enough. I think giving players a little map, I think, is a good idea. That way they don't have to constantly keep going to the front of the train. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. Maybe we make that an item. Maybe we don't make that an item. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we make it an item. Maybe like on the default difficulty, maybe every item, or maybe every player gets that map, and then maybe later difficulty it removes it. I don't know. That could be an interesting factor as well. I do think we're going to do things differently in single player versus in a group, though. I think single player, the player should always get a map because they're going to be dealing with so much in single player. Oh my god. How do you make tasks, busy work, to distract the player from the goal when you don't even have a goal? Fueling the train, survive X stations. Well, when we change it so tasks start eating away at the health of the train, that's going to be a big one. For one, that basically is the... Well, there's three things, right? The players have to survive to then complete the two other tasks. And the two other tasks is you have to gather items to fuel the train, otherwise you lose at a later point in the game. And the other one is you will lose pretty quickly if you don't manage the tasks, because then the train explodes or whatever. So I think it's really what it's about is fail state, is what is like, what's the thing that might stop the player from proceeding, I guess. And then enemies would obviously distract you, or not necessarily distract you, but get in the way of you completing the things that you need to complete. It's kind of like Super Hire in the sense where you need to get from point A to point B. And from getting from point A to point B, there are enemies that try to kill you. What about a comeback mechanic? If you're out of fuel, you could throw a player into the furnace and they're kicked out of the game. Well, you'll be able to throw a player into the furnace, but it won't kick them out of the game. That is diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. The entire player is kicked off. In fact, their game is uninstalled. In fact, we remove it from their Steam library. In fact, their computer is turned off permanently. In fact, the player dies in real life. They spawn at the shop in the next station. You have to pay their medical bill. That could be funny, having to pay that medical bill. That'd be interesting. As like a difficulty thing. Player respawns cost money. Yeah, we have a little bit of that game design loop in here currently, but I think a big one is putting the health of the train there. I think would be a really big one. And then the health of the train only refills once you reach the 3rd station, or you choose to repair it midway, but that eats from your currency quota. Hitting the emergency stop should ragdoll everyone forward. That'd be so funny. Yeah, I think by making everything currency focused, you give more of a centralized goal for all of the players to work towards. And then instead of having 3 different systems, which is fuel the train, get money, stay out, you know what I mean? I think by making everything more so focused on the currency, if we make it so there's like, especially in a game like this, it'll be a lot better, I think, by making everything more focused on currency. I do think it's going to be a positive impact. We do still add something, which is health, but that being said, that's just a part of the task system, which is already there. It's just done in a really weird way currently. Okay, these hallways are great. The only problem with these hallways is you can see the end of the hallway. Maybe this could be just one version, and then we have another version that's a lot more intertwining and kind of like random. But I love this. You kind of just go in through the doorways. I can see like a lot more objects being in here where you have to kind of look for items. I think will be awesome. Oh, it's awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Oh my god. I thought I saw a face. We should do that though. Randomly in windows, a face will appear. Oh my god. Yeah. Hell yeah. Why am I hearing footsteps? Oh my fuck. Only if you make it your face for maximum spookiness? You got it, brother. Window tapping sounds? Oh my god. I got chills just thinking about it. Like, the game already feels so much better having these large spaces. Oh! Okay, we have to fix that. I think that's going to be a huge improvement. Is the cookie crumb system for AI. Because right now, they always know where we are and up until like 8 seconds. So that, I think, makes it really hard to hide from the monsters. Oh, yeah? Alright, sure. Yeah, sure, yeah. Cheating, huh? Save me! Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting... I think it's slowly coming together better. I think having the larger space is so much better. Okay, let's work on the laundromat. Because this is one that requires a lot of work. The dinner room also needs a lot of work. But we'll get there. We shall get there. Monsters vicious? Yeah, we do need to, like... once we do a lot more of the tuning stuff for the AI, oh, it's going to help so much. It's going to help so much to make the game feel better when you're, like, hiding and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Another thing we want to do... Let me add it to my task list, actually. Change post-processing / darkness when in a car that has no electricity. Changes like that make the monster 300% kinder and offer you cookies instead. No, I think it just makes the game more fair and fun. where it's like the monster doesn't 100% know where you are at all times. They're instead like looking at crumbs. I humbly request the bathroom is a hole directly down to the tracks you can fall into and die from. I do want to make some of the cars have death holes. I definitely do. I think that's like a big staple in friend slop games. Having a hole you can literally just die. Cookie crumbs because they're cleaning up after feeding you? Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's probably why they call them cookie crumbs. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. You got it. We need a floor in here because this is kind of like a little maintenance area in the laundromat. And I kind of want 2 of these. All right. Delete that bottom face. And there we go. My project is a little messy, I'm not gonna lie. We've started having a lot of like unique meshes that are just like in here, but I've honestly I just don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. Just throw the game in. Fuck it. Whatever. Okay, so now you walk in the water. God, this place is fucking creepy. And then you go straight into the concrete, and you're no longer in danger by the water monster, which we will implement at some point or another. The water monster will make an appearance in a future edition of the Avengers. Why does the flashlight look like a box knife? It kind of does, actually. Like a really big one. Listen, man. Technology is a bit weird these days, alright? Technology do be a bit weird. Okay. I want another interior area somewhere in here. Maybe at this doorway? Maybe directly at the doorway. That could be kind of fun. I actually don't know if that's centered or not. Imagine that SpongeBob laugh while you're running from a monster. And then he disappears. You look back, he disappears. That should be actually a monster behavior. If they make a noise, like a laugh or whatever, and then you try to look back, then they're actually behind you. They teleport behind. Oh, dude. That would make me shit myself. I think I would shit. However, how would you indicate that in multiplayer? How would you do that in multiplayer? He just poofs into a puff of smoke? A monster that shits itself. That's interesting. Never heard that one before. Really? Shits itself, huh? A monster who throws shit at you? Okay, all right. You guys are cooking. Maybe cooking. Don't know yet, but possibly cooking. I don't know yet. Oh, this is kind of annoying because these both are different scales. Oh, we gotta close these little gaps. I don't have to, but it's a good thing to do it right now. What a weird assortment of name colors in chat right now. We got a little bit of green, pink, orange. Some beautiful colors in here. Beautiful colors, guys. Beautiful colors. All right. Nice. Table? Maybe table over yonder. How about table here? A Cheshire grin? Is that like the really big smile? I think that's literally from a movie, isn't it? Isn't that from a movie? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like a really big, wide grin or whatever. It's like the really big, wide one. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. That's the one. Okay. Right. So we do need a way for the player to immediately react to get into a space where they can start jumping into places from here. I guess they do have that tiny cube there, but... Alice in Wonderland is public domain? Is that how old Alice in Wonderland is? Yeah? Holy moly. That's crazy. Did not know that. A Sherlock Holmes I know. That one's old too. One day Train Slop will be public domain. I'll be long gone, guys. Probably long gone. By then, by all means, please, if anybody wants to. At that point in time. Oh shit, we should close this off. So you gotta like... Mickey Mouse is crossing a public domain? I think that's exactly why we are seeing some games being made with that IP now. I think we've already seen a few released on Steam, didn't we? Yeah, only old school Mickey. Yeah, black and white and whatnot. Kind of creepy. I always found those old school cartoons to be kind of fucking creepy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about you guys, but I found them to be a little creepy. Just the way they moved and everything. They had a. I think there was a movie or a show that really fucked it for me. Like. Tom and Jerry isn't creepy? Tom and Jerry was fine. You don't fuck with the rubber hose? No, bro. No. I think Tom and Jerry's okay. I didn't find that one to be weird. But like old Mickey Mouse and stuff, I feel like they very much inspired shows like what's that one show called with Death with the Grim Reaper? Like Grim Reaper and Mandy or whatever the fuck it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about? Dude, that one was creepy too. Even though that was like way later on. Like I think, you know what it was? I remember which one it was. There was, I think it was either Mickey Mouse or a specific cartoon that had a torture scene where they like started torturing a guy. Like they were like, I think they literally showed waterboarding in a fucking kids cartoon. I'm pretty sure it was like some crazy shit like that. And from that point on, I was like, I don't fuck with this. When I was a kid. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. I don't know if it was Mickey Mouse, but there was some really messed up shit that I think really did it in for me. And now I got like PTSD or something. I don't think it was specifically Mickey Mouse, but it was like old cartoons. It was a old cartoon at some point of time. So we do have to keep in mind, the players do need to platform from point A to point B. That being said, we don't want them to be able to platform everywhere. I think it'd be a lot more fun if we make the challenge that the players do need to walk into the water at certain periods of time. I think that makes it more interesting. My mom would let me watch Ren and Stimpy. I don't even know what that is. Ren and Stimpy. Oh, this is the type of show that, this is a gateway into drugs, 100%. This was one of those cartoons, definitely, your mom was right. Your mom was right, 100%. I know exactly this, this is 100%. She was right. She was fucking right. I want to see old black and white cartoons. Which one was it that I saw that was literally like, they had the most fucked up shit in there? I don't know if it was Mickey Mouse specifically, but I think it was Mickey Mouse. It definitely wasn't the guy who ate greens. I forgot his name. I'm literally looking at the image of him. The guy who ate like beans or whatever, a can of beans. That one was great. I don't think there was ever anything wrong with those. Like they were fun and relatively innocent and harmless. What was it called? The guy who ate beans. Or not beans, sorry. Just vegetables. It was vegetables. Yeah, Popeye. Yeah. I feel like Popeye was always fine. But I don't know which show it was that showed the most messed up shit. I don't know, but it was so... I think it had to be Walt Disney. I think it was probably Walt Disney. I don't know. God, it's so... Ugh, it's creepy. It's creepy. Dragon Ball was Pog as a kid. I unfortunately didn't really grow up with too much anime. I wish I did, but that's fine. I do drugs anyway now, so take that, Mom. Damn, it backfired. Okay, what do we got here? Do we want to put a wall in the middle here? Yeah, maybe we do. Take this wall, rotate it a little bit. Not that way. What are you doing? Ooh, we do a little bit of something like this. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. Well, Weird Sesame thing for adults was don't hug me, I'm scared. Weird slash funny slash weird. What the hell? Don't hug me, I'm scared. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Animaniacs. I feel like Animaniacs, did it start with black and white or was it, I feel like it started with color, did it not? In the age when it was When it had color? Yeah, that was a color one. Oh, salad fingers? No, thank you. Not my thing. It's really funny. I'm making a horror game, yet I hate horror. Like, I'm just not into it. It just makes me not sleep at night. I can't sleep. Flippy the Frog laughing gas? Is that the thing that I saw that maybe like... Oh my god, this might be the weird fucked up... You know what? It might be Flippy the Frog. Maybe this is where I saw... Oh my god, it might be. Where they like force them to take the laughing gas? Don't they force them to take the laughing gas? This actually might be it. That might be the weird fucking thing that I thought like really messed up black and white movies for, or black and white cartoons for me. That might be it. That might be it right there. Do I have a favorite horror movie? No, I literally don't watch horror movies. My favorite horror movie is Toy Story 1. Have you seen the fucking animation of that shit these days? Oh my god. I love the Backrooms movie. I'm just really bad with horror movies, man. I can't do them. I can't do it. Call me a wuss. I can't do it. And here I am making a horror game. Although I feel like this game is more comedy first, horror second, I would argue. And instead of it being horror, I would argue it's more like thriller. Thriller. Dude, I hate this gizmo. I hate this gizmo. I kind of want to make a ramp over here. Do I got any planks? I'm looking for some wooden planks. I got whatever the hell this... I got whatever the... nope. I got the... nope. Do I got any wooden planks here? Rectangle. 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 Whatever this is. It's a plane. Plank? Wood. Wooden pallet. Whatever. Just get a cube in here, man. Okay, so then you go up the ramp, and then you can possibly jump from this side. First off, jump up here to jump up here. Then from here, you can jump to here. Then from here, you can jump to the mid side. Then from here, you can jump up here. Nice. There's some random catwalks that we got to fix there. A weird wall issue there. Okay. I want the player to get lost in here. I think that'd be so much more fun. We should make the player get lost in just a big thing of fucking laundromats all over the place. So I'm going to actually copy this because I do like this big chunky piece. And I'm going to take it and rotate it. No one's going to know. No one's going to know. Who's going to know? No one's going to know. I'm going to tell everyone. Mods, silence that man. Did I figure out some random box layouts yet, or just doing static stuff for now? Mostly static stuff for now. We might have some little areas that are randomized. I think I'd like to have a mix of systems. So we'll have some like stuff randomized and then some stuff like static. Apparently, I copy pasted that cube without me knowing. I think we delete this line. I should probably group this for like the sake of... Oh, you know what? It wasn't a duplicate cube. It's because there was one right here. Whoops. Whoopsies. I think that's kind of fun. We can probably pull this back a little bit. I took a nap and you're still streaming? You're hardworking? No, I'm not very hardworking. I'm actually very opposite of hardworking. Yeah, we kind of want the players to get lost. So if anything, maybe we do want to keep some double height laundromats to really make it so the player gets lost. They don't really know where they're going. I think we put a wall right here. I don't know what buttons I'm pressing. Help. Please tell me that's not a window. Oh, there's a window right there. Oh! Whatever. I'm over it. Okay, hear me out. Big wall. Big wall, but. Big wall, but. And I say but. And I do say but. Shit, I gotta remove these then. Let's do this. We'll take that one. We'll rotate this one to go that way. So then that way you jump up there. But then you go over here, and then we go over here, and then we add a wall. Okay, sick. But then it's kind of confusing because there's just, whatever. It's not. It's not confusing. It's completely normal. And then over here we can have, we can put a, I don't remember how to do this. Floating mesh, additional mesh. We're gonna find a doorway. Wall door. Big wall door. Yes. Big wall door. Look at that. Yeah. Change these walls to 200 by 400. And then we got to give it the right material. So this is train wall. All good. That wall is supposed to support the window. Not in this land. Not in this land, it don't. Don't worry. It's fine. It'll be fine. That's a little fun. And then... One might ask where the fuck I am. To one might answer, hell. Cleaning hell. Laundry detergent hell. I think this straight path should not be so straight. So I'm thinking, here's my idea, hear me out. We make these a big line of machines right here. Huh? And we move that, or well, actually no, we move the wall. That way we block off the path a wee bit. And then maybe we can have a couple laundry machines right here. Yes, man. Yes. Very good. Good. The sloppening continues. The sloppening continues. Still got a lot more to do here. However, I just want to give it a bit of a run. Let's see how it looks. If we can get it to spawn in. I do need to make that a thing. Oh my god, dude, first try and it's the first one? That's crazy. It's meant to be. It was all meant to be. So you can immediately jump here. Then you can jump up here. Jump up here. Jump up here. However, if you fall, it becomes a bit of like a sporadic where the fuck I go. Actually, where do I go? There's not many places to jump up top. We're gonna have to add some points to jump up top too. This car is filled with rats now. Okay, good. Okay, it's got a little bit of a maze-like feel to it. Not as much as I'd like it to. I think we can still make it a little bit more maze-like. I think we can still do... There's a bit more potential for maze. The mazoning. This train has the biggest laundry facilities in the world. Well, you gotta remember, some of the monsters or inhabitants of this monster world are larger than humans, so... yeah. It's just a very, inclusive world. Hey, Faye, how's it going? Very inclusive world. And not, because literally the whole idea with the player characters is that they're a specific type of monster that's prejudiced against. Ah, yes. Doing good to start a new job, feels good. Hey, hell yeah, man. Hopefully it's going well. What about you? Working a little bit on the friend slop game. I need to get down. We're just doing some level design. Still fixing up the levels ever since we doubled the size of all the trains. I'm a little concerned. I don't see any monsters. Am I in the last car? Oh. I'm not in the last car. Oh. Oh, hey, look at him. Just standing up there, menacingly. Hell yeah. It's all coming together. I do think we can make the laundromat a little bit more maze-like, though. Like having to go here, to go into there, to go back here, you know what I mean? Let me hide the ceiling real quick, because we don't need you. Hide this real quick, the audio volume. So, let's see the current pathways, like where you have to go to places. So here can go here, and here, and then here. And then this is one straight pathway. We need to block it off here. Maybe right here. We block it off with a wall right here. And then that requires you to go here, this way. There should be a couple dead end areas too. There is kind of a dead end here. But it doesn't like lead you, it doesn't try to get you to go there. I think adding a wall there though is a good first improvement. Yes. Although you can just jump over, so like not a huge deal. Or unless you don't jump over. Aha! Yaha! You cannot jump over, actually. Very good. Very good. Yes. Hello, Abby. New here, is this Unity? This is Unreal. Unreal. UE5. I just have a knack for being able to make my games look like Unity. I don't know what it is. I got a superpower or something. I can make game engines look like the thing that they're not. Which engine did I use before UE? I've only ever really used UE. I tried out Unity for about a week when I first started game development. But I can't really give enough of like a good perspective on it because I just didn't really use it long enough to really, you know what I mean? Like properly review it, I guess. I feel like this entrance should only be from one side. I think that'd be kind of cool. We should just extend this wall like this. And now he's a Godot user? Well, no. Oh, we should put the... Yeah, the power thing should be in here. Good job, me. I know, me. Good job. Yeah. I know. Good thinking. Thanks. Now, what we could do, what could be really cool, is maybe... I don't know if there's any walls that have a little hole at the... Oh, hey. Hey, look at that. Oh, hey, well, I got an idea right here. Oh, shit. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, shit. Damn, he's good. Damn, he's good. Damn, he is good. Oh, he is so good. And then you put a box to go up here with a plank. Box. Did you just alter the mesh in editor with another mesh? This is my like custom little wall generator spline thingy. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. So we have a big box. The only thing is no. I do like the really small window. We should be able to. The players should be able to fit through there. You just have to crouch jump. Crouch jumping is part of the game. This just in, you can buy a pallet of 2,880 packs of chicken ramen for 1,296 at Walmart. By $12.96, do you mean $1,296 or $12.96? $1,296. Does chicken ramen expire? Okay, this is cool because you still have a way of going through. On this side, you just have to go through here and then jump up, which I think is fun. So, very cool. Big fan. Big fan. That seems kind of expensive. It is a little bit expensive. It's like around 50 cents per pack. That's around 50 cents per pack. Maybe a little bit under 50 cents. Maybe like 45 cents. Can someone do the math? Can somebody do the math? How many cents is that per pack? Self-provisioning if you keep it raw or better under a little bit of sun. No. Sorry, a chicken ramen pack. A fake chicken ramen pack? I don't mean a chicken as in like a real chicken. It is exactly on the dot, 45 cents. Holy shit, I'm so good at math. Put me on a mathematician. You mean the chicken flavor powder thingy? No. The chicken, the fake ramen noodles. Grim, do you see that some studios making a Friends Hub game called Grain Rot? Looks like your title is in good company. I know. Train Rot's gonna slap. Just have to get it out in the open ASAP. This game dev thing is really hard, man. I just like Okay, nice. So it's a bit more maze-like now. Okay, so the player can now go through here and then go here, and then they have to go through here, or they go down here, go that way, and then they can go this way, or they can go that way, or this way. We should cut off this section. Should cut off this wall right here. Can't be that hard. You're only doing programming, animation, texture, sounds, modeling, bug fixing, and just, you know, a little bit of everything. Kern, did I join the waitlist for my Steam machine? No. I did join the reservation list for the controller, though, and I did receive an email that I can buy it, but now I'm wondering, should I maybe instead join the waitlist for the Steam machine, or do I care? I'm just wondering how many people are going to use the Steam machine, because then it could be a good testing unit for like that kind of spec list, right? So that's what I'm wondering. Do I pick up the Steam machine that comes with the controller? Or do I just not care enough? Because I kind of want to see what the unit sales look like for it. So I don't know. If it's anything like the Steam Deck, it's gonna be a game changer. Steam Deck, I feel like, is a little bit different because it's a mobile unit, right? So, and that also kind of just stayed chained a standard in terms of the software because it like even influenced other hardware producers to use their software, right? So I don't know if the Steam Machine will have the same impact, especially at the price point that they placed it at. In Canadian dollar, it's $1,500. That's... Youch! Youch! That's Tom and Jerry, like Tom got his ass put on fucking fire.
Shit my pants, I did.
Type shit, you know what I mean? Anonymous gifter, thank you for subbing, gifting a sub to Power Bottom till the room stinks. Till room stinks, sorry. All right, Power Bottom till room stinks. That's an interesting reference. That interesting, very interesting, very interesting. Combine a PC that's cheaper and equal to the Steam Machine and slap it in the living room with Windows or Linux and some cables. I don't see what the Steam Machine is aiming for. I do kind of like how small the Steam Machine is. They even advertised it as like you can hide the Steam Machine under a banana. It's the size of a banana. But you're basically buying a computer. I guess knowing the flexibility of a Steam Deck, I guess you can still do computer-like stuff on it because it's basically Linux. But I don't really, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Gives them more ease? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I bought the little connector thing that connects your Steam Deck to a TV, and it costs like $100 something. I really regret that purchase, to be honest. Even though it's like nice and it's good-ish quality, it still feels like something that could have been like $40. The only thing is oh, they slapped the Valve logo on it. Oh, there you go. Yeah. The Steam Link, that thing got abandoned. I want my money back. I want my money back. Are you fucking for real right now? Or technically, I want my company wants their money back because technically it was under the company. $1,300 total versus $1,050 for GameCube. Didn't try too hard though. Yeah, maybe in its current, like, I think the thing is like that's $1,300 in current pricing, right? Which I think is still pretty ass. But yeah. You're golden? I don't know if I said hi. My bad. Okay, cool. This is looking pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Do I want an angled diagonal wall or do I want it to be straight? I think angled is fine. It's kind of fun. It adds a little bit of a different... We should do that maybe twice though, because we only have one of those. I'm starting to think this actually should be over here. And then go like that. Yeah. Yeah. That just looks weird. Currently we just have one angle, which I'm okay with. It's not a big deal. Although maybe we could do a little bit of something like this. Something like that. A little bit of fun. A little bit of fun stuff. Change it up a little bit. So that way you don't see directly into the hallway. Okay. Okay. We have to place more laundromats around. I don't see any breakable doors. Krim, you should add a strip club car. I almost want to buy a controller though. It looks good, but I don't know about $150 good. I don't know. Or whatever it is in Canadian dollar. Canadian pesos. The Canadian currency is pretty hot shit. Pretty hot dog shit. It's pretty bad. Should have moved to Sisland? What the hell is Sisland? Switzerland? That's even worse, brother. What the fuck? You know how much shit costs over there? It's crazy. Visiting my own homeland is the worst thing ever because I go there and everything is like 10 times more expensive. And the quality isn't really even like that. Like, it's not equivalent to how much more I'm really, you know, paying for things. Yeah. Okay, cool. This is 6 so far. We just need to add more stuff. Like more, well, more item spawns for one. And then more laundromats. More laundry machines. But let's take a look. Let's see if it'll spawn first this time, or how many times it'll take us to. Nope. Nope. Second one. I'll take it. It is kind of creepy going through these dark hallways in this apartment area, though. I think we could definitely, like, make a second version of this and make it even creepier. Yes. This area is awesome. This little area, we need a light in here so you can kind of see it going through there. Hell yeah, this is looking good, man. Looking good. Yes. Okay, alright. Alright, it's all coming together. We do need some more spots where you can jump up on top of, though, because the water monster will just end up killing you. How do you do the lighting? I still have no clue. My game looks either too bright for a horror game or too dark as in I can't see anything on my monitor. The thing is, I'm currently in a stage where I'm kind of in the middle, where people are saying they can't see shit. But at the same time, I can see stuff, so it's really... The problem is, like, getting it to work on everybody's monitor is going to be a challenge. Okay, this is cool. Can I play Train Slap on my CRT? I don't see why not. Do I have any rules? Not really, Skyfer, not really. I kind of just go off of vibes. And then, of course, we did a bunch of post-processing stuff to make it look a little bit darker. And since we made the trains larger, it actually, everything made it look darker because the lights don't go as far. So there's kind of a blend of light and dark throughout the game right now. You watch the tech demo of No Law using nanite and megalights? I have no idea how they do it. I had one light spotlight to my level and it gets severe FPS drops. I don't use Lumen or any of that shit, man. I just use DX11. Uh-oh. But yeah, I kind of just go off of vibes. I don't really know 100% what I'm doing. Does that emit a noise event? It does not. Do I have a dream project that I want to make but are waiting to execute on? I guess Ronin? But I'm gonna be honest, I don't. I think that was Super Hire? Not really. I wouldn't say Super Hire was the dream project. I think Ronin, maybe. It's got that Star Wars kind of influence slash inspiration. But I honestly don't really have a dream game anymore. I don't know what happened. After working in games for like 12 years, I don't really have dream projects anymore. I don't know. I don't know why. But ow! I think multiplayer games are definitely like a goal to work towards, but I don't know if it's necessarily a dream. All the joy has been beamed out in Akrami. Looks forward to the sleep paralysis demon's visits. Haven't had a sleep paralysis demon in years. So let's keep it that way. Yeah, Ronin would probably be the closest thing. Open world, cool ass world, game lore that's like unique and not necessarily just very Star Wars driven, but it's like its own thing. Co-op. Really fun melee slash saber combat. Youch! Yeah, I think that would probably be my dream game, I guess, if I were like thinking about it, but it's not something I think about often. I just think about the now. It's like, what am I working on right now? I've been trying to kind of follow that philosophy a lot more. Anyways, good progress today on both projects. Almost 4-hour stream, 2 hours of both projects. I'd say that's pretty good. I would like to do more hours, but I just got to figure out how my diet is going to work during these streams, because I need more like calories and energy. What's my anticipated release date for the Super Hard DLC? Hopefully by the end of this year is my goal, but knowing me, it'll probably take longer. It'll probably take longer. Anywho, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for lurking, chat, and sticking around. Good stream, good stream, good stream, good stream. Let me submit. Might do a little bit of Super Hero work off stream. I don't know. Or Train Rot. I don't know. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're gonna try to work towards longer streams, hopefully. But same structure tomorrow. Start with the Super Hard DLC. I think we got a good foundation of how the chunk system works and stuff, which is good. So we can start adding some new content. We are gonna have to like refactor some stuff though. That would make things a lot easier. I guess we'll see. Maybe we combine the two systems. Data assets and data table? I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for dropping by. Peace out. Have a great day and week. Start to your week. It's a Monday. Sorry.